So Terry, we're out here in Henry County again, pretty close to a location where you trapped pigs a few years ago and showed us some of your eradication efforts. Give me an update on how the pigs are doing here in the state of Kentucky.
Well, we've had a lot of success in Kentucky. Pigs are at the lowest numbers they've been in the last decade. We've got an aggressive eradication campaign in partnership with Wildlife Services.
To have a trapping effort, you have to get a phone call first. And these phone calls are not coming from the people that a lot of people would expect it to be. These are hunters and landowners that are saying, man, having pigs on my property is no good. So Mark, wild pigs and corn growing do not go hand in hand.
That doesn't work well, no. A lot of damage really quick.
So tell me a little bit about what you've experienced with wild pigs here in Henry County.
We had a problem. It was down the river. They started coming in, didn't really know at first what it was, and then it got to getting worse and worse.
You're talking about just literally knocking
They
stalks
just
down?
actually come in, knock the stalks down, and just knock the corn off. It looks like a bush hog went over it when they come in. And before it started catching some of them, they were getting like a half acre a night. Just one group. They were just cleaning the fields.
They really mess up hunting opportunities as well. Wild pigs displace our native wildlife species. They displace deer and turkey. They outcompete them for food sources, especially acorns. You think you're gonna hunt near a white oak tree and have a successful hunt, and then all you see are pigs.
For a corn producer, did you have a piece of property that were either total losses or you just said, hey, I'm not gonna raise corn there anymore?
We didn't have total losses, but it was starting to get to that point, and then that's when we contacted the Fish and Wildlife to come in.
We'll do a landowner visit, we'll look for damage, and we'll set cameras and bait up in the areas where there's sign and monitor the situation. And if we can get pigs on bait, then we'll set a trap. We used to have traps that had tripwires and rooting sticks, and they would catch maybe half of the group of pigs. Pigs live in sounders, so what we'll do is we'll try to catch that entire sounder.
We're not really exactly sure how pigs hit the landscape. We think people brought them in for hunting opportunities. You know, they're not that easy to hunt, and if you go out and you shoot a couple of these pigs, they get smart fast.
That's what I was told. In fact, I was told by Fish and Wildlife, don't shoot them. Don't scatter them. Let them come in and let them catch them in the traps.
You just said the most important thing is don't shoot, call, because you really want to get a trap out that you can remotely trigger. And that's how we've caught the last group of pigs that we think we've got here in the landscape in Henry County. We're caught using a remote trap, and that's really the way to do it.
Terry, we've come in here today and this has been a huge success for us. We've captured what may be one of the last remaining sounder groups in Henry County. Right now, we're getting ready to test boar for diseases. Wild pigs carry swine, brucellosis, and pseudorabies, and they are not found in domestic swine in the state, and we're trying to keep that from happening. So we're going to test the blood samples for those diseases.
So Dax is going to be doing a heart stick to draw blood. Notice we do have PPE on, latex gloves and glasses to protect ourselves from diseases.
I typically take 4 vials of blood and spin those down to 8 cryo vials. We've been in Henry County now for, what, 5 years, 4 or 5 years? And
yeah.
It's actually been a really rewarding experience here to realize we've made a huge difference for the landowners. People with crops and soybeans and corn who are having trouble with the pigs just destroying their property.
So Mike, you're a farmer here in Henry County.
Yes.
What was some of the worst damage you've seen?
Back in 2016, they wiped probably 80% of a field out over there overnight. So
Oh
there's
my
like probably 15 pigs in there eating.
You've also seen damage to some of your neighbors in their yard. They just root their yards up too. You've seen that as well, right?
Yes, they just took like a big strip in their yard and just like you plowed it or something.
It's estimated that swine in the United States creates almost $2 billion worth of damage to crops and property.
This is exciting, thinking we've got the last sounder, thinking that we've eradicated the largest population of pigs in Kentucky.
A lot of sleepless nights, but been well worth the effort, and again, rewarding to know that we're helping people in the county. So we also do DNA or genetic sampling on these pigs, and it's to get a database to hopefully figure out where these pigs are coming from and what strain of pig or what genetics they come from. You know, these pigs may come from North Carolina, They may come from Tennessee, and we're taking these samples to kind of figure that out. These boars like we have here, they typically will roam for miles looking for sows to breed with. They cover a lot of ground and are really hard to track. These traps have been really successful in getting rid of all these pigs. Traps reset.
So that's it. Our trap is set. Tell me about why you chose this particular location.
Typically, if you can find a wallow, you can put out some corn and you'll find the pigs.
Now that you've got it set, you'll back out of here and you'll watch this thing for a few days. And what happens if a couple pigs come in?
I've got a camera up here in the tree. It's motion censored. A pig will go into the trap. My camera will sense that pig and take a picture. And then that picture is then relayed to my phone. So I text my camera to drop the door, and
bam, you drop the gate and you know you've got them. Once they're in there, they'll finish up their feeding and they'll pretty much be there whenever you get here.
that's right, they'll be here waiting. It's high tech, but it's the way to go. I mean, it's been a true success story.